Hi. I hope you have learned the accounting terms that we have discussed in the previous PPT. अभी एक और PPT है which is much smaller. I'll not scale you. Which is much smaller than the previous one, okay? And here also we are discussing a few more accounting terms and concepts. Now children, please understand these concepts well, and if at all you have a doubt, you can put your queries there, and I hope you have kind of learned it after understanding. Understanding comes first and then learning. So let's start with the part 2 of basic accounting terms. Okay, this is the second part of basic accounting terms. Goods traded in. Goods. This is not good or bad, it's goods. Yes, the commodity is the enterprise deals in. Matlab, if we're talking about a vegetable seller, what is the commodity that he's selling? Vegetables, yes, tomatoes, potatoes, onions, ginger. If we're talking about a grocer, what are the commodities he's dealing with? Rice, wheat, papad, achar, juices, yes, dals, correct? So all those things are, his goods. If we're talking about a shop which deals with consumer durable goods, so we're talking about goods like the music system, the washing machine, the hair dryer, the printer, the fridge, AC, TV, all these are consumer durable items. So what are the goods in which the business is dealing? That is called goods traded in, okay? Coming to inventory or stock. Now, whatever goods we have purchased, yes, to be sold, that is by the business, that is called stock. Raw materials, work in progress, finished goods. Raw materials are materials. Now, suppose you have a business which, produces shirts, ready-made shirts. What is the raw material that you'll require to manufacture? Of course, you will require cloth. Cloth for the shirt. You will require buttons, you need threads, a lot of other things which go into producing the shirt. So raw material वो होता है, जो required goods होते हैं, जो हमको finished goods बनाने में काम आते हैं. Finished goods मतलब ready to be sold. The shirt is the finished product. It can be sold in the market. Now what is work in progress? इन दोनों के बीच में, right? Work in progress meaning, okay, I have started using the cloth which I have purchased, but it is not yet finished. It's just maybe, cut. It needs to be stitched. So that is called work in progress. So stock can be of various things, raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. So that an enterprise purchases or manufactures in order to be sold. So that is called stock. The modern term to it is inventory. You can see the pictures there. Coming to profit or loss. Oh wow. Profit means a happy face. Loss means a crying face. So profit is the excess of revenues over expenses. You all have done profit and loss, that topic in class 6 or 7. Yes? Remember that? Cost, selling price, cost price, market price. All those things. So it's just like that. Loss is the excess of expenses over revenue. Of course, अगर तुमने किसी चीज को ज़्यादा में खरीदा और कम में बेचा तो तुम्हारा loss हो गया. Yes. So here we are talking about overall profits and losses of the business. So all expenses and incomes taken together, whether the business is making a profit or a loss. Now these two words are very important, capital and drawings. Now capital we have already understood that this is the amount that is invested by the owner in the business. Now this slide is very important. Now owner से business में जा रहा है, अरे business तो owner का ही है ना, right? So where is it going? Owner के पास ही है वो पैसा, उसी के business में है. But imagine the owner being a trader, उसके अपने कुछ personal expenses भी तो होते होंगे ना. Some expenses are of business. Suppose there are two workers or servants or helpers along with the owner in the shop. ठीक है? Now the owner is paying the worker for ओनली हैंडलिंग द शॉप, तो वो क्या हुआ, बिजनेस एक्सपेंस हुआ, बिकॉज वो शॉप से रिलेटेड एक्सपेंस है. लेकिन एक हेल्पर है जो दोनों काम करता है, घर का भी, डोमेस्टिक हेल्प भी है और शॉप का भी काम करता है, तो ऑब्वियसली ही विल हैव टू बी पेड मोर. नाउ वट एवर इज द पेमेंट ऑफ फॉर दैट वर्कर, इज इट कंप्लीटली अ बिजनेस एक्सपेंस? नो, because we are paying him also to do the domestic work, which is the personal expense of a proprietor or owner. वो उसका personal काम है, उससे business में कुछ नहीं हो रहा है घर की साफ सफाई से, right? So this has to be, clearly distinguished. Business and personal expense are different, जबकि वो ओनर सेम है. And here we are talking about sole proprietorship only, basically, right? When we talk about companies, it will be a bit different. बट हियर दिस जस्ट फॉर योर बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ओनर जो भी खर्च करता है वो सारा बिजनेस के लिए नहीं है. सम आर हिज पर्सनल एक्सपेंसेस, हिज लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम, उसके बच्चों के स्कूल के फीस, राइट, एंड अदर ग्रोसरी एंड ऑल दैट ही इज परचेजिंग फॉर हिज होम, not for selling in the store. So all those things are his personal expenses. We need to make a distinction. ठीक है? So capital is the amount invested by the owner in the business. तो capital और owner को हम दोनों owner और business को we will treat them as different in the accounting sense. ठीक है? owner और business के बीच में कुछ transaction होता है, meaning change of hands of money. Yes, so whenever the owner brings in more capital or money into the business, it is called capital. And whenever he withdraws money from the business, he also requires to be, to spend on his personal expenses. So he will withdraw from the business only because business is the source of income for him. So that is called drawings. An amount withdrawn from business for personal use by the owner. This is called drawings. Clear about that? The movement is clear. The arrows you can see. Owner to business is called capital. Business to owner, when he withdraws, is called drawings. Wonderful. Here are some other important terms related to accounts. Capital and revenue expenditure. Expenditure meaning expenses, kharch. Some expenses, the benefit of which will finish very easily or quickly. For example, if you have paid for transportation of goods, वो one time है ना, goods transport हो गए, पैसा खर्च हो गया, खत्म, उसका benefit फिर और कभी मिलेगा क्या? नहीं. So that transportation cost is a revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditures are recurring. It keeps happening again and again, the benefit of which gets exhausted within 12 months. But capital expenditure are expenditures which are not recurring. Once in a while होता है, big होते हैं, is a big expenses, and the benefit of this lasts for a number of years. So capital expenditure we're talking about when we purchase assets. Okay, so we have to clearly distinguish between the concept of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, because revenue expenditure हर साल का है, it's recurring, it happens again and again, and assets are one-time expenditure which will benefit for a number of years. So they are both different. Freight or carriage is the transportation cost paid on goods. Discount. Discount meaning the reduction in the value of the amount that I have to pay for the goods. Of course, I can receive a discount, I can allow a discount, right? So when I purchase, if my the creditor is allowing me a discount, मतलब वो मेरे को बोल रहा है कि तुम 100 का चीज 80 में ले लो, so that's a good thing for me. I'm saving 20, that is discount received for me, it's good. But if I am selling, I am the seller and I am allowing a person a discount of 10 rupees, मतलब 80 का चीज तुम 70 में ले लो, so that is again my loss, so that is discount allowed. Entry. Entry meaning recording a transaction. This is called entry. When we make a record of whatever we are doing, that is called an entry. Debit and credit. Now it is just like plus and minus. But a debit can be a plus also and a minus also. And a credit can also be a plus or minus depending on the situation. तो ये basically ना situational है. ठीक है, तो डेबिट कभी प्लस हो जाता है, कभी माइनस हो जाता है, लेकिन दोनों का फंक्शन वही है मैथ्स के जैसा कि एक प्लस के लिए यूज़ करेंगे, एक माइनस के लिए यूज़ करेंगे. बट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस क्लियरली when we actually start recording the entries. Proprietor. Proprietor meaning the owner of the business. Receivables and payables. Receivable मतलब मिलने वाला है, so it's a good thing, asset for me. Payables मतलब pay करना है, we need to pay that, so that's a liability for me. Okay. Depreciation. Depreciation means the reduction in the value of assets. Now suppose you have purchased a mobile phone, a brand new mobile phone for yourself. आज जिस दाम में खरीद लिए, कल उस दाम में बेच पाओगे किसी को? नहीं. Even if you have used it for one day, or maybe you have not even used it, it becomes second hand and its value goes down. That is called depreciation. And depreciation is a permanent fall in the value of asset. ये बढ़ेगा नहीं फिर. Now, for the business point of view, when you suppose you've purchased a machine, you are using it constantly for production of goods, उसका value कम होता जाएगा because it's becoming old. It is used. Therefore, its productivity is going down. So, therefore, there is depreciation in the value of the machine. Depreciation is related to the reduction in the value of fixed assets. Okay? Bad debts. Bad, something is bad about it. What are debts? Debtors, याद है? Debtors से debts. Now here B is silent, okay? DEBTS. Yes, so we do not call it debts or we do not call it debtors. DEBTORS. So it is called debtors and debts. Just like my tummy is flat. I said my tummy is flat, where L is silent. Yes, you heard that joke? Okay, so now similarly the B is silent in that D, debt. So now that bad debts, what are bad debts? Whenever we sell on credit meaning we have sold goods, we have not received cash for that. Yes, now they are supposed to pay me, the debtor is supposed to pay me. Suppose the debtor runs away, he doesn't pay me my amount due, तो वो पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, वो लॉस हो गया. So that specific loss arising out of credit sales is called bad debts. Insolvent or solvent. Solvent मतलब, और ये प्लीज केमिस्ट्री भूल जाओ हाँ, यहाँ पर ये सॉल्वेंट वाला वो सब नहीं है. Insolvent मतलब a person who cannot pay his debts. इतना उधार है, इतना कर्जा है और पैसा है नहीं देने को. So we term that person as insolvent or bankrupt. ठीक है? Solvent meaning a person who has borrowings but he has sufficient assets also to pay them off. तो पैसा देने के पोजीशन में जो है वो solvent और जो नहीं है वो insolvent, right? And there are other terms also. There are so many terms, as in when we start dealing with it, we will come across and I will explain it further. Now a small test for you. Try this. Fill in the blanks for these given sentences, and it's all dependent on the PPTs that you've already seen and the videos you've seen. Okay, so now this is a challenge for you. Take a small test and test whether you have judged yourself, whether you have understood it or not. Thank you so much for watching, children. Take care.